Welcome to my equipment guide for the Corrupted Guard set. This is a set that you cannot craft. If you go to your crafters and select Corrupted Guard, as you can see, cannot be crafted. The only place where you can find the different pieces of equipment for this set are in Season 2.0, The Fallen Star. Right here is where you can farm them, either in the dungeons right here or by opening caches. So, is the Corrupted Guard set any good? As you can see, I only have 5 pieces of equipment. I don't have the shoulders, but I will show you what they do in the season. And yes, they're pretty good for critical builds. However, in my opinion, in the long run, for a critical build, you want to have enough critical hit chance from your equipment's attributes. So this can be very good, and I made a video talking about the round 1 high critical hit pseudo build that uses 2 pieces of equipment from this set that, yes, is very interesting, very powerful, very good for PvP to compensate for the opponent's um, penalties to your critical hit chance from their minions. But at the end of the day, it's more a gimmick or something very specific for PvP than the general use. As I said, in my opinion, it's better to have enough critical hit chance from your equipment so you can use other pieces of equipment. But anyway, let's talk about the set bonuses. For the 2 set pieces, increases critical hit chance by 7% for each big gem on the board. This is what most players use for PvP. If you use this together with the Savior Helm, right here, this one is only legendary. It creates 3 big gems at the start of the battle. At mythical, it will generate 4 big gems. Well, that is 4 times 7, so 28% additional critical hit chance on round 1. And if on top of that you can have the 4 royal set bonus, that will give you, no, excuse me, the 4-1. Convert 7 mana gems to big 3 gems at the start of the battle. Well, 7 from this 4 set bonus plus 4 from the helmet, that is 11. 11 times 7 is 77 critical hit chance on round 1, which is excellent, obviously. But it does require a lot of investment because you're using 4 slots from the royal set plus 2 slots from this one plus the Savior's Helm. That is 7 slots of equipment just for the critical hit chance. For the 4 set pieces at mythical rarity, gain 30% of starting resistance. Resistance is not as good as armor, and there are other ways to get starting resistance. For example, with the, I think is the royal or the savior, I think savior set, I believe, yes, at mythical rarity gains 20% starting resistance. Now, yeah, you can use the Savior's helmet together with another piece and 2 corrupted guards, and they will give you an additional 50% starting resistance, which is very good. But generally speaking, you don't want to tank enemy spells. You want to avoid getting hit by enemy spells. But if you're playing a very tanky build, yeah, it's an option. Still, 4 pieces, that's a lot. And finally, for the full set bonus, skull hits leech 6% of damage dealt as life. Sounds very good, but in reality, you want to survive with as much armor and or resistance as possible, and you want to avoid getting hit. Leeching uh, health is not that good because, first of all, you cannot get over your maximum health, and increasing your health by increasing vitality with attributes or in your citadel comes at the cost of not being able to increase your armor or resistance, which are going to, generally speaking, be much better. So this is a set that most players just use it for the 2 set pieces, for that huge boost on round 1, and mainly for PvP, as I said, to compensate for the opponent's penalties. Next, let's talk about the individual pieces. So first, the guard gloves. Reduce enemy crit chance when matching 5 or more gems in one match. Again, this sounds very good on paper, and it's, yeah, pretty useful, but at mythical rarity, it will only decrease the enemy's crit chance by 5%. And on round 1, how many 5 matches can you do? Well, if you have a lot of speed, then yeah, you may be able to make multiple ones, but I would say 2, maybe 10% reduction on critical hit chance sounds very good, but if you have 2 minions that are strong enough, and in this case I would use to, well, okay, this character is only level 20, so the minions are locked to their level. So let me show you my higher level character. This one has 2 level 45 Jelly Kings, which have the maximum cunning. There are 3 minions that have maximum cunning. The Jelly King, the second one is a pushback, and the third one is the Bug Boy. Oh no, the Bug Boy is yellow, so I'm not gonna find it here. But anyway, if you have 2 Jelly Kings, you're going to decrease the opponent's critical hit chance by 88.4%. Compare this to the 5, maybe 10, maybe you have a lot of speed, 15% from the corrupted guard gloves. Yeah, not that good. So in PvE, it can be more useful because most opponents in PvE don't have a lot of critical hit chance. The highest level 200 event opponents, including the bosses, have 10% critical hit chance. So yeah, this can completely prevent them from getting critical hits. Very situational. And if you're using an a physical build, which you want for that additional critical hit chance, you want to use better gloves, such as the track gloves for extra critical hit chance, very useful in PvP, again, to compensate for the opponent's penalties, or if you want the extra damage, the runic wristbands. So yeah, not particularly good in my opinion. Next, the corrupted guard breastplate leads a percentage of opponent's current armor when matching 5 or more gems in one match. At mythical rarity is 5%. And this is much more useful than leeching health because you can add an infinite amount of armor to your maximum. There is no maximum level, so you can leech. However, is a percentage of the opponent's current armor, not max armor. So yeah, it's useful. It's very useful on round one if you can leech, let's say that you can make two 5 gem matches. That will be at mythical rarity 10% of the opponent's max armor because you're doing it on round one. Very good, very useful, but yeah, something to consider. Not too bad. Next, the weapon. Reduce enemy power by 2.5% of their starting power when matching colored gems. Again, reducing enemy power can be very useful in PvP mainly, but we go back to the original point. PvP battles are usually very fast. You either kill your opponent in round one or two, or you get killed in round two or round one or two by your opponent. So, yes, reducing the enemy power is useful, but if you can match 10 gems on round one, it's going to be 5%. So not that much of a difference. Next, the corrupted guard. Add 10% to block chance, increasing by 4% every turn. This is the opposite to the regular guard's shield that starts with additional 30% block chance and decreases every turn. This one increases every turn. The shield slot is not very contested. There aren't that many good options. So yeah, if you want to get the two set bonus from the corrupted guard shield, from the corrupted guard set, definitely use the shield. If you have a very good shield, high quality and honing is going to be pretty good. Next, the guard ring. 40% chance to gain regeneration for 5 turns at the start of your turn. If you already have regeneration, its effect leeches life from the enemy. Again, life leeching sounds very good on paper. It's not so good in reality unless you have a ton of hit points, which means that you have to heavily invest in vitality. And if you just want regeneration, you can use an Serpentine Ouroboros, which will give you regeneration if you match 7 or more gems in one match. It can be any color, so this ring works with any build, any color. Only 40% chance is not that good. However, if you just wanted to trigger the 2 set bonus, yeah, it, it can be used. Finally, the item that I'm missing, that is the shoulder pads. So let's go to Season 2.0 to show you what they do. And the shoulder parts, the shoulder piece is very, very good if you're using a physical build with a melee weapon. So this doesn't work if you're using a staff or a wand or the elven bow or the Kasduli crossbow. You must be using a melee weapon. But it increases your melee damage when matching 5 or more gems in one match. And this can get really, really strong. It's only 2.5%. It's not that much. But again, if what you're looking for is just the set bonus for the additional critical hit chance, in my opinion, the two best pieces will be the pauldrons together with the shield. But it's going to depend on what other pieces if you want to trigger those extra critical hit chance. Again, as I said, with the Savior's helmet, um, to generate at mythical rarity 4 big gems on round 1, and with the Royal 4 set bonus that generates additional mana, big mana gems on round 1. Now, another advantage of using the shoulders and the ring is that neither the Savior set nor the Royal set uses the shoulders. This one has a ring, um, but with neither one of them, you need the shoulders and the shield. So you can, let me, well, let's put the Savior one here. Savior set, the Savior helmet, and for the Royal set, let's use the chest piece, the weapon, one ring, and the pants, and equip this and equip this. So you can have the Royal 4 set bonus with these 4 pieces of equipment: pants, chest, weapon, and ring. You can trigger the additional 4 big gems with the Savior's Helm, and then by using the guard, corrupted guard shield and the shoulder piece, which I cannot show you because I don't have it, you can have all those juicy at maximum rarity. It will be a 77% additional critical hit chance on round 1 with just these 7 pieces of equipment, which is pretty good in my opinion. So this is my video about the Corrupted Guard set. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.